Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Juice Manji, also known as Julian Rodriguez, and this is The Pulse. This week, let's jump off into sneakers. It's a decent little weekend for releases. You got the Kobe 9, the blue joints. I don't know what they're called. I will not be copying them, but they're nice. They're nice. What I really want to talk about is these infrared 23 threes. I gotta say, I'm liking what Jordan Brand is doing this year. Have I copped a pair of Jordans? No. Will I cop a pair of Jordan Retros? Maybe. I like these. I would cop them for under retail. And I like the infrared 6s. I would have copped those, but I missed out on them. So far so good. You know, I like what they're doing. I like the colorways. I like the powder blue 3s, and I liked you know, 10s or whatever, but I like the 6s and I like these 3s that are coming out. Will I be copying them? No. But I'm happy to see Jordan doing something halfway decent, because for someone who shits on Jordan Brand all the time, it comes from a place of love. I love Jordan Brand. It's just I'm not going to pay $170 for the quality they put out. But you're not going to hear me complain about it on Twitter all the time or in my videos. I just don't cop it. It's just not. It's not worth my money. There's other shit I'd rather be buying. But hey, good for Jordan Brand. For those of you who have who purchased or pre-ordered the LeBron 2K14s, if you look at your order progress, it says preparing to ship, so that's exciting. Still no pics of what they're gonna look like, but really looking forward to that. I myself have a pair on the way once they ship. You know, I've heard people say between the 6th and the 16th. We'll see. Hopefully sooner than later. Really looking forward to the shoe, and I really look forward to, you know, talking about it now, and then after I got my pair, revisiting the topic with you guys. Were they disappointment? Were they dope? Did you flip them? You know, which is relevant, because you know what? I ain't even mad at anybody. When you get a shoe at retail that instantly triples, quadruples, whatever in value, I'm not mad at anybody. Go get your money for them. Me, I probably will keep them. More than likely will keep them, because I played that fucking game for hours. To the point where I haven't played the game since, because I got so burnt out on it. So I will be keeping my pair. I put in that work. If I was really about that life and flipping them, I probably would have played for another code. But I got a wife and shit, bro. I can't play fucking 32 hours of a video game. You know, I got a wife. I can't. You know, shit wouldn't go over well. Let's put it that way. All right, in sports, LeBron dropped 62 last night, and what was it, 61? No, it was 61. 61 last night, and I didn't see it. I was at work. Against the Bobcats, and people saying, "Oh, you know, Melo dropped whatever against the Bobcats." You know, Bobcats are trash. The Bobcats are actually like I think they're a top 5 team defensively. It's just, you know, two very good players, two great players went off against them. It just happens that way. But yeah. You know, salutes to LeBron. You know, I was talking with people about hoops on Twitter last night, and I'm really happy to see LeBron in his prime on a good team. Being a big Laker fan, being a fan of Kobe, and I'm not one of these Kobe stans or who picks sides between Kobe and LeBron. I love both players. I appreciate both players. I feel blessed to have seen both players in their prime, as well as Michael Jordan in his prime. Like I feel very lucky as a basketball fan, but I'm really happy with particularly LeBron and KD that we're getting to see their prime. KD entering his prime, LeBron in the midst of it on great teams. Whereas, you know, that 06, 07, basically Kobe from 04 to 07 after Shaq left, was on a whack team. You know, he was carrying a mediocre squad, and it's unfortunate that his super prime fucking Super Saiyan years were wasted with fucking Smush Parker and Kwame Brown and all these bums that were on the team. There were a lot of guys I couldn't stand on those teams. Slava Medvedenko is one of the most hated Lakers for me, as well as, let's see, who else did I fucking hate? I hated Mike Penberthy and Gennaro Pargo, who I'm mad because Gennaro Pargo became a pretty decent role player later in his career, but he was garbage on the Lakers. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm just really happy to see LeBron and Durant in their prime on good teams and not have those prime years be wasted. Also on the sports tip, NFL trying to ban or penalize players for using the N-word. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I don't think it's their place to police what players are saying, particularly on a football field where we say, anybody that plays football will tell you, you say wild shit. It's part of the game. Like, football is like a fist fight, like the way you conduct. It's a lot of the traditional standards of sportsmanship and appropriate behavior don't apply in football. It's a game where you're running into people full speed and trying to beat the shit out of people while advancing a ball downfield or stopping someone from advancing a ball downfield. So it's not, propriety is not really in the cards. So I don't think, like, where do you draw the line? Are you gonna ban all vulgarities? No. That would be fucking corny. And not to mention, it hasn't affected the viewer experience. You don't hear that shit when you're watching a telecast, so why? It's just silly, especially in a league that you're going to ban one racial slur, but then you have a team called the Redskins. Sounds hypocritical to me. Nah. Fuck out of here with that, NFL.
My nigga, I'm glad you said this.
Alright, hip-hop, music, rap, all that shit. First off, I want to holler at a couple of you guys who have been giving me suggestions. Jackson Dorsey. I have not gotten a chance to listen to the Cudi album even this week. I haven't gotten to listen to any of the suggestions. Also, my man Jay Rowdy. I have not gotten to listen to Doppelgangers or even the Spitta mixtape you suggested before, but I will get to it. Thank you guys. I appreciate the suggestions. Keep them coming. I will get to them eventually, and I like the interaction. I just want to shout you guys out and let you guys know that I ain't forget. I didn't, it's just I've gotten around to it, and that Schoolboy is still in rotation. Mastermind, that Rick Ross shit, it's not bad. It's just alright, Ross makes a good album every year, but it's the same album every year. Like, the shit still sounds good. He basically tweaks the shit. I was telling Deftronic on Twitter, the shit is like, he just kind of tweaks it. It's like NBA 2K. It's dope every year, but really it's the same game, roster update, slight tweaks here and there. The roster update with Ross's album being, new features on the shit. So, the shit is good. I just, I want Rick Ross to challenge himself a little bit, step out of his comfort zone, because I think he's a talented MC. I think he has. For me, I'm a big, if you really get to know me and my rap, how I evaluate a rapper. To me, a rapper is more than just straight lyrics. So while I have a great appreciation, a lot of my favorite MCs are like the pure, real hip hop type rappers. I think there's a lot to it. Like, for example, part of the reason that I think J. Cole is talented, but I think he's kind of a shitty rapper, is that he doesn't have any fucking charisma. Part of being a rapper is being a showman and being someone who just fucking cool. And J. Cole is not very cool. Like, I don't want to have a beer with J. Cole. I don't want to. J. Cole seems boring as fuck to go out with. It seems like he's boring as fuck to go hit the club with. Rick Ross, on the other hand, you go to a strip club with Ross, there's gonna be a story. J. Cole, yeah. So that to me, Wale, yeah. That to me is like, that's part of being a rapper, is like, that's the man. And plus lyrics, plus, beat selection, but to me it's not just, straight lyrics. I'm not gonna be one of these people that, I feel like people who like J. Cole just strictly like, it's just they break it down to the simplest terms. To me, it's a lot of things. It's a persona that you put forth, and Rick Ross is great at putting forth that persona. But I would like to see him challenge himself musically a little bit. He's just kind of, the shit is getting kind of stale to me. I'm kind of old and washed. I want to hear about him. I want to hear about some old man shit from Rick Ross, or some shit not going right. He doesn't have to be super Rick all the time. Well, that just about does it. Thank you for joining me this week on The Pulse. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. The release is coming out this weekend. What you guys think of LeBron's 60-point game. Really anything sports related. And also let me know what you guys think about that Rick Ross album. Like I said, I wish he would challenge himself. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's good. It's, you know, a lot of those joints will grow on me, find their way onto various playlists and whatnot. So just, you know, another solid album from Rick Ross, but I think he can give us a classic if he challenges, if he steps outside that box. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Drop any suggestions. I'm excited about that Freddie Gibbs album coming out in a couple weeks. That's gonna be, whew, yes. Anyway, we'll talk about it then. That Freddie Gibbs Mad Lib album. If you guys don't know Freddie Gibbs, do some homework before it comes out. Download a bunch of mixtapes and get up on Freddie Gibbs so we can chop it up about him when the album drops. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch y'all next week on The Pulse. Peace.